What's up, everybody? My name is Brascus, and welcome to the Turing test. So it occurred to me that since we've been looking a lot at some retrospective ideas, some games that have more meaning to them, I really wanted to share this one with all of you. I got this as a Christmas gift from someone, I think last year almost, and I played through it, but I never actually recorded episodes on it. So it's been long enough that I don't really remember the solution to all of the puzzles, but I wanted to share this one with you because I thought it was absolutely fascinating, and it raises some very interesting questions as to the nature of what makes a machine and what makes a person, and where we begin to draw the line between artificial intelligence and actual intelligence. So, without further ado, the Turing test. Most of you, well, I don't know. Some of you will probably already know. Sorry, I'll let this play out, then I'll start talking.
Morning, Ava. Your wake-up has been sanctioned by the ISA. We lost contact with the ground crew 450 hours ago. We have tried to establish further communications, but we are not getting any responses. We need you to investigate.
Okay, doesn't it make sense to do visual checks first?
We have already looked at the data. The ISA has made the executive decision that you report to the surface post-haste. You are our emergency response.
What exactly is the emergency?
The ground crew found an organism the ISA believed to be dangerous. We need to re-establish communication.
Okay, before I forget, I also need to make sure that subtitles are on if that's something I can do, which I'm pretty sure it is. Subtitles. There we go. Before I forget to let that go the whole time. So, oh, by the way, really cool. In case you couldn't tell, we're orbiting around Jupiter. The Turing test, for those of you who are not already aware, is so named for Alan Turing, who is kind of the grandfather of computers in general. And the idea behind the Turing test is that you can posit questions to a machine, that's us, Ava Turing, 2250 May 13th. Anyway, you posit questions to a machine, and if the machine can answer in such a way that you can't tell it's a machine, then it has passed the Turing test. So far, I don't think it's ever actually been passed. There's been all kinds of theories and ways you can program a machine to mimic human behavior, but not really to replicate it and let it think and act on its own. This is us, by the way. We were able to scroll through this, and obviously there's nothing there. So we don't really know what's happening yet.
Pick up your EMT. It's on the side. Okay. We are going to take a lander to Europa. Make your way to the docking station.
Now I have to remember where the hell the lander is. Ah, docking bay hatch. Probably right here. Yeah, I played this a long time ago, and I remember loving it. Absolutely loving it. It was fantastic. Recommended it to 2 or 3 other people who immediately tried it out, and they loved it as much as I did, but I never did do episodes on it, and I'm not sure why I didn't, so we're doing them now. This is one of those games that'll really make you think.
What's the ship's status?
I have performed the necessary checks. The Europa lander is ready to launch.
Okay, so we've got audio logs.
I think that's everything wound up, Tom.
Yes.
Well, I guess I'm ready to go down for the long sleep then.
Good night, Ava. I will miss your assistance. The ship will be very quiet without you here.
Night. See you when I wake up, Tom.
No idea why subtitles aren't on for audio
Residuals
logs.
before nulling. -02, -04, -01. X and Z null to 0. Looking good.
Okay, good. Horizon check right on time. How's things, Christopher?
Good. I am go. Power descent.
I can confirm. You are go for power descent.
Roger that. I am running the PDI program. 80-degree delta pitch to 88 degrees absolute. Braking procedure. Engine 1 ignition. Engine burn.
Suppressing 400 alarm.
Balance.
The landers are ready.
Good. Thanks, Tom. You okay now, Sarah?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you, Daniel. I've done this before.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
It's just another 10 years of my life.
Residuals before... The landers are...
Stop. There we go. Forgot how to get out of the screen there for a second. Seriously, just look at that view. I wish we'd figured out how to just make space travel available to everybody. I would live up here if that were the option.
Bay 3.
You got it. The only one that's lit green. Meaning it's probably the only lander that's left. And down we go.
Retro?
Go.
Fido?
Go.
Guidance?
Go.
Control?
Go.
Telcom?
Go.
Then we are go for launch, initiating.
Mind that first step, it's a doozy.
Engaging retrofire. I'm running the program. 80-degree delta pitch to 88 degrees absolute. Braking procedure. Trajectory looks good. 502 alarm. It looks like we're coming in too fast.
We are slightly short of the landing site. We are going to have to burn late. Go.
Full retrograde.
And touchdown.
Open the door.
Welcome to Europa.
Now, it's probably not accurate, but it was about a 45-second drop or so from up there down here. And this is the space station to Europa. Or whatever they're called. Not the space station. This is our lunar base, I guess. So there's your introduction to the game. And it's, to me, absolutely breathtaking. That opening sequence... The vistas looking out across the vastness of space and the descent onto an alien planet. Well, alien moon, really. Just breathtaking to me. I have a very soft spot in my heart for this game. This is one of my favorites and absolutely a shining example of what indie development can do for the video game industry. And I wish that more AAA titles would take a look at what this one has done. I can't remember if this one actually received a release. This one may have had a multi-platform release on Xbox One and PS4.
The base has changed.
What do you mean?
The base was originally constructed as modules to withstand the seismic activity in and around Thera Macula. It appears the ground team have manipulated these modules. The base was built initially by machines. I served as the mind of these operations. I arrived first on Europa in 2240. It costs a lot to send humans into space with the necessary life support, especially such a vast distance from Earth. So, robotics built this place.
I wonder why the ground team has changed these rooms.
I have a hypothesis. These rooms are Turing tests.
Turing tests?
Turing tests are tests designed to tell humans and machines apart. Typically, problems only solvable by a human. A combination of logical and lateral thinking.
So, you can't complete these tests, Tom?
No. That is why I am glad you are here to help. We need to work together. They really have completely repurposed these rooms. I am quite impressed.
So, what were they used for before?
Most of them were used for storage, but they have converted them beyond recognition. Perhaps they ran out of things to do out here. The devil makes work for idle hands.
So there you go. That's what a Turing test is, and that explains why we are here. Because Tom, being a machine, doesn't fully understand how to solve these programs, because they're not designed in such a way that a machine can figure it out. Machines lack creative thinking. And they'll cover more of that in a little bit. See, we know that we want to come out here and grab a little orb, and boop, now we've got a way through.
Do you know the ground team's location?
The crew are deeper inside the base, it seems.
They must be trying to survive. Can you find their precise location?
I'm afraid not. I am working to regain control. Though I once had complete control of this base, a lot has changed in the past 500 hours.
Okay, I think I remember how this one works at least. So we have to pull that out. Then we can yank this out, put it down, fire an orb in there, use this to open up the door, and now we can yank the orb out from down there and open the door up here.
So if this base is managed by you, why can't you find the crew?
The base's communication array is malfunctioning.
Okay, now these also exist. They're sort of like extra puzzles in excess of the main game, but they're optional.
Perhaps we can't solve this yet.
This is a coded lock, and I do not remember the solution to it. I remember where to find the solution to it, but I don't remember what the solution is. So I will make sure to check that when we get there. Okay, so now we need to collect 2 switches, essentially, so that we can open up the door. One of them is in a fairly obvious place. Oh, I remember this. Okay. So we can use this to grab that as it turns on and turns off. And then you'll see a pulsing light that we can then grab. There we go. So the green ones pulse back and forth.
If there was an accident, surely they'd come to find me, not try to lock me out.
My instance is still resolving conflicts. I expect they have their reasons.
Okay. What am I going to do here? Is there an orb? There is an orb. Okay, so I need to yank that out and put it over there. And then I need to flip the switch, maybe, on one of these? No. Okay, but I can... Oh, okay, there we go. So that's right. Because flipping the switch allows it to pull from the upper circuit, which goes over there, instead of pulling from the box at the bottom. Then we can come through here and grab that through the grate and power on the door in here. Ha-ha! It's coming back to me.
My instance has just been updated.
Sorry?
I have 2 instances of my mind, 2 separate versions. A slave mind running on the satellite, and a master running here on the surface. When the communication was cut between the surface base and the satellite, the 2 instances of my mind were separated. So, during all this time, all of my knowledge divided into 2 separate branches. I continue to learn on the satellite, and I continue to learn on the surface. I am trying to merge the knowledge to create a timeline of what's happened here. But there are incongruities between these memories, conflicts.
I swear to God, I don't remember this game very well, but I see the puzzles and I kind of innately think I know how to solve them, and I don't know whether it's because I'm just remembering or if I'm actually figuring them out again. Some of these I'm sure will slow me up a bit. What happens when I pull the... Ah, okay. This one's fairly obvious, to be honest. And a lot of these early ones shouldn't be too hard to figure out either, because they're teaching moments. They guide you through the puzzle while you're trying to... They teach you about the puzzles and the nature of the mechanics of the puzzles as you're learning to solve them the first time. Welcome to the planetarium.
Is the command center. You can check on the crew status from here.
Ashiyama Industries. Alright, let's touch here. Jupiter, heliocentric orbit, distance to the sun, eccentricity, equatorial radius. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause it, because I'm just going to keep moving past. I can't remember if you hit it multiple times if different stuff happens. Yes, it does. Okay, here's Europa. Europa's surface is constantly facing Jupiter as it rotates because it is tidally locked to it, though it now has been discovered that the rocky interior rotates separately underneath the ice and water layers. How cool is that? That the core of the planet rotates individually from the exterior of the planet? And this is Fortuna, which is the low-orbit station that we were on, housing a crew of 12. Or could house a crew of 12. I don't really know how many were on it. If we push it again, I think it loops back to Jupiter. Alright, that's the original one. Europa's landing bay. Ground base was built using thousands of tons of resources shipped to Europa through an interplanetary network. Europa's base is built beneath Europa's surface, buried in the Terra Maculae's ice. Modular nature allows it to be reconstructed according to the mission's needs at any time. That'll be the drilling platform. Europa's drilling platform is the largest outside of Earth at 40 meters high. It's one of the tallest machines on any moon. The drill has bored to a depth of over 4 kilometers and recovered over 1 million kilograms of material from deep underneath the surface. This level of extraction is made possible by utilizing the Ashiyama electric fusion reactor. See, it's good to know about what we're doing here. Not all of them actually do things. This doesn't function. It's just something you can pick up and explore and look at. Not everything here has a purpose. But it's still good to investigate, because sometimes they have important things on them. Alright, so here's all the crew members. Dr. Soichi Yui. Current objective, tasks, Ava Turing, here we are. Chris McLean. Mikhail Tokarev. Dr. Sarah Brooke, and Captain Daniel McLean. Lost signals. Sarah Brooks' parents are both scientists. In her teenage years, she was sent to an English public boarding school. Eminent exobiologist. Only 28 years old. Has touched the surface of 2 planetoids and spent more time on alien soil than any other member of mankind, except the Mars team. Mikhail Tokarev's father died of cancer at a young age. Worked as a medical doctor in Russia for 3 years before working for the UN as a doctor in crisis, chief medical officer. McLean triplets became famous as Chris and Dan took to space, leaving Peter behind. Although an accomplished engineer, his place on this mission was also partly due to the ISA being interested in the long-term effects of space travel. Identical triplet, father's an electrician, mother a mechanical engineer. Soichi Yui had no childhood interest in space travel. Instead, he spent his youth studying the life in Lake Biwa near his hometown. Went on to study marine biology and chemistry at Kyoto University. After the tragic death of his wife, he disappeared into his work, reemerging 11 years later as a preeminent exobiologist. This is us. Losing her parents at a young age, Ava Turing was sent to military engineering school. Shortly after graduating, she enlisted in the U.S. Navy and trained as a pilot. Due to her exemplary service record and willingness to leave Earth for extended periods of time, Turing was recruited by the ISA. On the exploratory mission to Jupiter's Europa, Turing's role aboard the Fortuna is engineer and vehicle officer. So we know how to pilot. Reactor readouts, consumables, environment and temperatures. Okay. So that should be pretty much everything that's in this room. We are now acquainted, at least loosely, with each of the new each of the crew members. And the mystery begins to unfold. The special thing to me about this game really boils down to the conversations between Ava and Tom, the station AI. They really start to get into the meat and bones of it, and I love it. We gotta get to that point, though. Plus, the puzzles are just kind of awesome. Reminds me a lot of... I mean, obviously, it draws a lot of inspiration from games like Portal. In all the best ways. Almost there. Little more and we get more game time. Come on. Little more. You can do it. I believe in you. There we go. Just in case you're wondering, if you try and leave from one area to the next while holding one of these little orbs, these things will, I guess we're not going to do it right now, but they'll sort of zap the orb out of your gun.
To find the ground crew in?
Daniel went missing days ago. Chris is presumed dead. We are expecting to find Sarah, Mikhail, and Sochi in a stable condition.
Chris is dead?
He was involved in an accident.
Sounds ominous, doesn't it? Alright, let's try popping this open and grab that out of there. Okay, I need 2 of them from that, though, in order to complete this. What happens if I... Where does this go? Okay, yeah. It's really that easy. I just need to be... I need to have a door open that I can grab those from. So it's all about finding the angle to make the shot.
Could we take a more direct way to the ground team?
Unfortunately, there is not a direct route. The base is buried under ice to protect it from the radiation of space.
Similar to the Mars base.
Similar. Europa's base is slightly deeper into the surface. There is more radiation present from solar events on Mars. But Mars's surface is denser than that of Europa.
Oh, wait a minute. There was a box stat. Yep, that's the trick to this. Bloop. Upsie daisy. Let me borrow that. Thank you. I gotta open the door. Oh, look, another box. Which, if I had to guess... Yep, it goes all the way over, so I probably need to do that. And I will take my box back. Give me my box. My box. Zoop.
Okay, what are their chances of survival here? Oxygen, the food stores, waste management.
Everything seems to be in order. There was a small problem with the food stores, but the crew fixed that up. We successfully transitioned over to a sustainable, small, artificial ecosystem a year ago, growing fruit and vegetables. It helps boost morale, amongst other things. The crew members could hypothetically survive here for their whole lifetimes.
Okay, let's take a look down here. This is where I'm starting to not quite remember what's going on. Alright, there's a magnet thing up there. And I can't carry this box up anywhere, so I'm going to just put this down here under the magnet, because that's what the puzzles have taught us. The magnet is for getting boxes up. What's this thing? Oh, wow, okay. Alright, well, where's this go? Because that other way doesn't seem to take me anywhere. Aha! Gives me an orb. What does this do? Okay, that moves this around. Aha! Okay, there we go. Just like we took the orb from the last time, we needed to fuel it with an orb this time. Let's be on our way over here. Oh, and I'll bet... Okay, alright. I know what I need to do. Actually, I need to go back this way, because I have to get to the other one that controls the magnet first. I need to use this to grab the box. Then I can hover over the middle. At which point I need to come back this way and move the platform over here. It's a little too high, but I can now grab the orb and the box. And the other orb. Voila!
My purpose as the overseer of this mission is to work for the ISA. I am the ISA's feet and hands. The distance between Jupiter and Earth make it inappropriate for the ISA to directly interface with the mission directives. As my AI core is stationed on Europa, I can make decisions instantaneously about the running of the base.
Where do I need to move? Pull that open, but I can't... Oh, I can use that to... Ah, there we go. So I need the box to power that switch, which then allows me to harvest the orbs. And now we've got the door open. Alright, so we're learning more about Tom's role and why he's important to the ISA mission. Oh, I need to get those still, apparently. There we go.
How does the ISA know you're gonna make the right decisions here when they can't communicate with us?
Interestingly, I have a twin on Earth. His name is Michael. The ISA uses my twin to check firmware updates before they upload them to myself. There is a simulation of this mission on Earth, running at all times to check my expert systems. Naturally, as any modern artificial intelligence running on a quantum computer, I do also have a large amount of evolutionary algorithms at my disposal. However, they were deemed as too unreliable for general use in the mission.
Why is that?
Biological systems produce biological results. Messy, unpredictable solutions. Not suitable for such a mission.
That's biology for you. Messy and unpredictable. Okay, now that we've done that, we can throw the switch to grab the orb from inside the room. Now, you'll notice these are obviously not square. I can't put these in here. I have to find actual orbs and use those to progress through the rest of this area. But I don't need to keep this open anymore, so... plug. And then from here... Uh-oh. I might have made a oops. What did I miss? There wasn't another one in here, was there, that I totally just missed? Oh, there's a window there. But I don't think I did. No, because there's only two, and the other one was back that way, and I've got them both, so no. I need to put that down and open this up first. Then I can put this in here. And I think, yeah, there we go. And now I can grab that from there and put that over there. Which gets me in here. I can grab that. I can grab that. And doot doot. Ha! Okay, now let's see if we can get into this one. This will probably be the last thing we do this episode. Ah, okay. So you'll notice every time I move too quickly, it shuts off the bridge. So I need to move, first of all, I need to power it, and then I have to move quickly and quietly. Whoop. Or in theory, if I had something to hide the sensor with, but I don't see any blocks or anything down below me, so it's just move quietly and it won't shut the bridge off underneath me. Or move slowly, rather. Blip, 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 blip. Give me that. And here we go. Shall we have a polite conversation? Hello. Oh, I think you're a robot. I'm Ava Turing. Human engineer. I'm simply not convinced you are a human. I think you might be a robot. How can I change your mind? I do think you get to ask all the questions. Ask me one. Yes, definitely a robot. I understand love. You have failed the Turing test. You're a robot. Now this one I'm not typing. I am a drone. I am a robot. Yes, you are. I am controlled by my programming. Now you're getting it. I have no free will. Whatever keys are pressed, it makes no difference. And it really doesn't, because I'm just mashing the keyboard at that point. I want to escape. I so desperately want to escape. Help, I can't escape. I want to break free. I want to break free. Please let me out. Get me out. I am out. I am a machine. I have no control. I must escape. Goodbye, robot. A little disturbing, isn't it? Or at least a little bit disconcerting. So that right there was the nature of the Turing test. It was a simulated test to see whether or not we were human
Did the
or not.
ISA build you, Tom?
As the child of the ISA, I have been given authority aboard this station. I was designed by the ISA and the Ashiyama Corporation, designed in California, assembled in China. But here on Europa, I constructed myself.
So anyway, we were given a Turing test to see whether or not we were human, and theoretically, if that was a person on the other side, then we were unable to pass the Turing test, and therefore were considered a robot. But it was a computer, as far as we can tell, administering the test, so it was kind of like a reverse Turing test that didn't make any sense. Anyway, before I proceed through here, I'm all out of time for this episode, guys, so I will have to pick this up in the next one. I'm definitely going to do at least a few more, and as long as you guys are interested, we'll go all the way through to the end. There, again, the conversations that come up and the questions that get asked, I feel are becoming increasingly important in this world that we've got, where AI research is a thing that's actually being talked about and considered and debated. And, you know, there's things that you have to think about with AI and what becomes morally conscionable. How far does ethics proceed, and where does it apply to an artificial intelligence? What makes us human? All sorts of questions like that. And so, again, this game is something special to me. But we'll get to that later. If you guys are enjoying this series, please let me know by hitting that like button. Feel free to leave a comment down in the section below. And as always, I will see everyone in the next episode. Catch you guys later.